what news broke today, Spencer, that has Detroit in shambles?
So Terry Foster broke the news on Big D Energy because that's what journalists do. They break news. They don't got to tell you their sources because you're some stupid Twitter idiot. Terry Foster broke the news that Steve Yzerman wanted Steven Stamkos. He offered him a deal. It was 3 years. And then Nashville countered with their 4-year deal. And Stevie talked to Chris Ilitch and said, hey, I really want this guy. Can we figure out a way to match that 4th year? Chris Ilitch said, all right, yeah, let me figure it out. I'll get back to you. He ghosted him. He never got back to Steve Yzerman on whether he could match that deal or not. And before we talk about things in the chat that were reasonable, talking about like Steven Stamkos, did you really want Stamkos? He's old and stuff like that. First of all, he'd be the 2C on this team, undoubtedly. So he would help. But I wasn't in love with the Stamkos deal. I didn't like the contract he got. It's not the fact that he didn't get Stamkos. It's the fact that his owner refused to let him get who he wants. It is the principle of it. That he was unable to go out and get a guy that he wants. So when you look at Scott Harris deals, when you look at Steve Yzerman deals, from now on, you got to take it with a grain of salt because the Ilitch family and Chris Ilitch specifically is strangle holding these guys, and he has them in handcuffs, and they can't make the decisions that they truly want to make.
Pizza, bitch.
Golf King.
That's where I'm at. This is absolutely disgusting. This is everyone's worst nightmare, and everything that we thought about Tigers and Red Wings. Chris Ilitch is not his father, and he doesn't want to come close to being his father at all. His father was willing to pay for the talent you need to win championships, and he's not ready to do it. This is horrible. He owns 2 of our Detroit teams, and you're not doing it to a great. It's disrespectful to Steve Yzerman that you're not on the same page with them, that you don't get back to him for a Hall of Fame center in Steven Stamkos. It's not about the player, it's the principle. This is disgusting looking forward. If you think you're excited for MLB free agency, don't get excited about Corbin Burns, Alex Bregman, Pete Alonso, Juan Soto. Oh, yeah. That was never going to happen anyway, but Willie Adames? Yeah, you're not even getting a quality player in MLB for agency if this guy is doing this to Steve Yzerman in the hockey realm.
And Terry's other point was he's old enough and he's been around long enough to remember when Mike Ilitch was the same way. Because Mike Ilitch was very scared to spend money and stuff like that at the beginning as well. And then he said, fuck it, we're going all in. He paid Pudge, they got Maglio, and he started paying people on the Tigers.
But at least he had the excuse of his business coming up. Like Little Caesars wasn't always like a hit. Yeah. They used to have to sell cars or give away cars to get people in the fucking arena. Like, at least he had the excuse of like having to build up the Red Wings because they once were the Dead Wings. Yes. He had the excuse of having just bought the Tigers. Like, he had that excuse. Chris Ilitch doesn't have that excuse. No. And the worst thing, say what you want about Scott Harris. Like, he's fresh, new face, young guy. Steve Yzerman has won championships at multiple levels in the NHL. So to not give that guy what he needs to make shit happen, that's fucking ridiculous. Inexcusable. And it's malfeasance, as somebody likes to say. But that's like that. We need new ownership.
Yeah.
Was the fan on?
Yeah, turn the fan off real quick. My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, this is stunning. To me, like as a fan of the city, this is everyone's worst nightmare, being a fan of a team that your owner is just straight up not willing to get the job done and write the checks. If you build it, the fans will come. Yeah. This is the best sports town in America, and you're not willing to spend for that? This is a disaster, to be quite honest. What was your first reaction, Spencer?
It disgusts me. It really does. But it makes sense when you look at what they did in the offseason.
But there's an extra roster spot, the extra money, and we're like, someone's coming, someone's happening.
They're getting somebody.
And then nothing.
It fucking sucks, man.
It only sucks is like, though, the only one way to push back is to stop being a fan of the team that you love.
Yeah.
Which is hard. Very hard.
And they won last night. Shout out to Dylan fucking Larkin. Dylan Larkin playing his ass off, on pace for 50 goals this year. The play he made on that game-winning goal by Lucas Raymond, where he got it into the corner, went in there against the boards, fought for the puck, gritted it out to Raymond for the clapper for the game winner. That is such an underrated play. That is your captain willing you to victory. That's exactly what he did. He said, I'm the best player on the ice right now. I'm going to go out there and do something the best player on the ice does. Yeah. And he made the play, got the puck to Lucas Raymond, and he buried it.
And also, yeah, Razor Ramon.
That was a great shot. But Dylan Larkin's spot, or his play on that game winner was it was beautiful.
And I saw him up against the glass, two
guys
on him.
He went in there, he fought the puck out, barely got it out right to Lucas Raymond, right in front of the net.
It's crazy, too, because I was back there doing the clips, and I turned on both the Pistons game, the Red Wings game. That game, I forgot, like they start right at 7 right before we get off. But I literally turned on right for that goal, and the Pistons go to OT, just as it all was happening. I think you're in the same group chat that we had or whatever, for the social group or whatever, for the clips and shit like that. Literally, as I turned that on, like both teams were coming back to life. I was like, thank God, bro.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jameis Winston, too. Easily one of the most entertaining football players
Love Jameis Winston.
of all time. Last night was
very fun to watch.
Amazing. You see the run he had?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had Judy on my bench.
What do you end up having?
Like 14, 15. Yeah. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But that would have been a nice little
flex, though.
Little flex.
Yeah. I mean, you're smart for having him.
Yeah, I know. But I had him in, and then I took him out last minute. Should have just went with my gut.
And I saw in the chat, Phil said, look at the season Stamkos is having. Like Spenny said, all these guys are going to come out of the woodworks. It's not the player. It's the principal to do that to one of the greatest players in Detroit history,
or just your GM.
Is the GM of one of your teams.
Yeah, yeah. Like Nick said, it's not Steven Stamkos, because I didn't love the Stamkos deal either, and he's not having a great year, even though he would be the 2C on this team if he was here, which says more about our center depth, but. It's the principle of him not going out and being handcuffed to not get the guy he wants to get. So,
frustrating.
I mean, yeah, it is frustrating. We deserve more as fans. Steve Yzerman deserves a hell of a lot more respect. The team deserves more. It's your ownership lets you down. And I asked Tara, I said, what if I told you 50 years ago that the Detroit Lions would have the best ownership in Detroit? What would you say to me?
That's the part that sucks most about it, too. It's like a historic franchise, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like, and all due respect to my Lions, I'm obviously wearing a Lions shirt right now. It's my favorite team of all time. But we haven't won anything outside of the 50s for NFL championship. The Red Wings are original 6 team. They've won, I think, the most championships in
They're the best
NHL.
American hockey team of all time.
So to let that like spoil the shit, is Olympia going under? Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
They own the casino too, don't they? I mean, like, what the like?
Can Sheila just buy the Red Wings and the Tigers and the Pistons? Yeah.
Could you just own everything?
That would be dude.
He's a top 10 owner in baseball. I don't want to hear it. Baseball is crazy money.
He has so much fucking money.
Yeah,
he has more money than God. Like the Ilitch family.
But was he chasing the rings before he kicked the bucket?
Mike, yeah, Mr. I was, yes.
And is Chris catching up from then? Maybe like I don't understand like why
he made so much money those years with all of the playoff contracts and all of the revenue from just selling out stadiums every year. Like, he has more than enough money. It's just like it's malpractice is what it is. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about something happy.
Yeah, it's depressing.
It is depressing.